Hi, welcome to the Healthy Back for Life series, the 7 most effective exercises for you to teach to your clients with simple low back pain. The first exercise is called rock backs. This is the exercise that I would start with when a client comes to me with simple low back pain. It's a great position because it's on all fours, so you're not getting the client straight down on the back, and I think that's really important when you're dealing with people that are coming to you because they've got chronic pain in their back. They're very wary of you getting them straight down on the back, so it gives them a little bit of confidence. Also, the brilliant thing about this exercise is it actually just starts to loosen up the psoas, it starts to loosen up the hip flexor muscles, and that's really good because then they can get a little bit more pelvic movement, and that makes the other exercises that we do a bit later on more effective. So you're going to get your client to come onto all fours, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips and hip width apart, and your spine with the natural curves of their spine. So be careful because they'll want to go straight into this position. Okay, that's usually the most common thing they want to do. So you want to get them to relax down so that they've got the natural curves in their spine. And now for this one, it's about trying to teach them to move at the hip independently of the pelvis and the spine. So although that sounds a really easy concept, it's actually quite difficult to get clients to do. So I use the cue, sticking the bottom out. So I think you're going to rock back, and I'm telling a client just to stick their bottom out as they rock back. And that's an out breath, and we're going to breathe in as we come forwards. So it's an out breath, you're going to encourage them to stick the bottom out. So we're doing what I call hinging from the hip. So you're moving from the hip joints. You're trying to keep your pelvis and your spine lovely and still. Now often, if you're working with clients on a one-to-one basis, it's great for you to put your hand on their lower back. It gives you feedback, and it also really helps them to know which bits they need to keep still, which bits they need to keep moving. What you will see an awful lot is they'll want to tuck under. They're so tight in those lower backs that they find that they actually can't get the movement in the hip. So a little bit of patience, a little bit of perseverance with this one. A minimum of 8 times. It'd probably take them a bit longer than that to really get it. And then once they've really got the movement, then just get them to do it, for about 8 or 10 times. Now, if you're dealing with somebody and they're finding it's a little bit too painful underneath their wrists, you can get them to come off them in between each exercise and just give them a little bit of a break. Okay, so after you've got your client nice and released in the hip flexors, then you're going to come back to the centre position, and we're just going to get them to tuck the pelvis under. So it's an out breath, you're going to get them to pull the abs in, use the glutes, and really tuck the pelvis under, being careful that you don't go up into your thoracic. So you're keeping it in the lumbar, and then in breath to release. So out breath, lots of abs, use the glutes, tuck the pelvis under, really lengthening that lower back, and release. And this feels really good for those clients with the lower back pain because we're lengthening in the lumbar, we're lengthening in that lower back, so it gives them a little bit of relief in there. So you're going to get them to do that again about 8 times, and because you've done the rock back first, this means that they get much more movement than in this lower back, in this lumbar area. Otherwise, you find with clients they get completely jammed, they cannot actually move the pelvis at all. So it's important you do them in the right order. So it's the rock back first of all, and then you get them to move the pelvis. Now, and the last one that they do, you're going to get them to hold that flexed position, and then take another breath in, and as they breathe out, they're going to pull the abs in, and you're going to rock back with the spine in flexion. It's an in-breath at the bottom, out breath, lovely and strong in the abs, come back with the spine in flexion. Breathing in here, out breath, rock back with that spine in flexion. And again, so we're working the spine in this flexed position Feels great, you know, really using the abs to lengthen out the lower back. Very nice exercise. And then just going down into that back rest, trying to get the bottom onto the heels if possible. Loads of people won't. And forehead down, or resting on your hands and forehead down there. So great exercise. Really is a series of 3. Rock back, pelvic tilt, and then rocking backwards and forwards in that spine flexion. Fantastic first exercise to start with. Thank you very much.